you want to make a cone shape because if you go straight up, what happens is that it gets.
Actually, a volcano.
Yeah, exactly. You get volcano, and then you get this, helicopter thing going on. Yeah. So what we want to do is we make a cone shape, okay, and then bring back down. Basically, just squeeze all the air bubbles out of there. Okay. So everybody got under the clay very easily now. Yeah?
Thank you very much.
Oh, you're welcome. Yeah. You can pass down to your next generation. Just make sure you give me the credit.
Okay.
All right? Again, you start with under the clay. Okay. Again, get your foot off there. I always get your foot off there, and you send it to clay. Now these thumb right here, these two thumbs right here, okay, that actually shape the center. You want to make the center with a little peak, okay? Little peak like this. If you don't make a little peak, if you make it like this, and you'll watch what happens when you do this, right? Oh, so you squeeze, right? You squeeze the clay, the center, you squeeze the clay. Now, the way you squeeze the clay is, again, you use this part of your hand, okay? That's L shape, right? Use this part of your hand, you guide it. This is a stabilizer, okay? You always want to stabilize this because the wheel is turning. Doesn't matter what, it will throw everything off as soon as you touch it. So you want to constantly stabilize it. So this hand stabilizes it. This hand right here, you want to come in from the opposite direction using these three fingers, okay, and just claw it in. You'll notice that your three finger has more power than your whole hand. Okay, if you have a hunk of clay, if you go like this, the clay will start to listen to you. But if you close your hand like this all together using your palm, it's not going to listen to you. It's going to drag. It's too much drag. Okay, so you want to come in like so. This is stabilizer. This hand you want to close in again, right in the half of the dividing line. Half of the dividing line. You're coming in, okay, and as you come up, okay, you want to turn. You want to turn your hand so that the top gets smaller and bottom gets opened up. Okay. Now, a very common problem that I have seen is that when people do this, and next thing you know, they create this thing. They create this thing, and next thing you know, you got this ridge right here is about to chop the head off. Very natural to do this, okay, instead of doing this. Okay, instead of doing this. This entire movement, okay, from the bottom to the top squeeze and coming up, okay, transitions. It's not stationary. It's not the same thing. It's not start this way and go all the way to the top this way. So as you go down to the top, notice the gap gets smaller, okay, and smaller. When you get to this small, okay, you don't want to do that. So you want to sort of choke it, close it in, right? So you come up here, you wrap your finger around it, and choke it like that, okay? So as you choke it, okay, you don't squeeze the entire thing. You squeeze with two fingers on the top, okay? Two fingers on the top. Gently squeeze these two fingers. Squeeze in. So basically you're coming in like this, and then you're closing in like this. So keep that open, that closed. So it's kind of like a cone shape. Once you bring up to this level, and then you want to bring it back down, okay, again, like I showed you guys before, you don't need like huge strength to push it down. Okay, if you try to push it down like this, you do need a lot of strength. You need a lot of strength to push it down. But you don't have to. There's the much easy way, which is leaning to the sideways. Okay, when you lean sideways, make sure you cover the whole entire. I call it the head and the body and the base. Okay, the head and the body is very, very skinny. So if you want to lean, you don't want just to lean like that only, because if you lean that only, the body starts going out of whack. Okay, so you want to control it like this. So the top and the bottom, and so you lean sideways. Okay, and as you lean sideways, you'll feel it okay, you'll feel that the whole thing shrinks down automatically. You're not even using your strength at all, okay? So it's a very, 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 very easy actually. But just feel your way down, okay? Again, if you have to close your eye and try to feel your way down. So, and as you go down, again, you see my right hand kind of smoothed out over and migrated into the center again. You see, 1/2 of the dividing line. Move to the 1/2 dividing. Once you come on the half of the dividing line, you can make this shape like this. You can make it like this. You can make it like this. Okay? And you can make it like this. You see that? So it's your right hand is the control, your left hand is stabilization. Okay? Always using one hand stabilize, one hand shape. Okay, notice that when I push the clay, you see that dimple right here? You don't want that. So again, I'm using this part of my right hand, okay, to get the clay into the center and then flatten it out until there's tiny little peak. Okay? Once you have that peak, okay, then you can push the clay towards the center inwards. Okay, you push it to the center inward, you see it will stay. It will stay peak. If you don't have a peak, you have flat, okay, and when you push it, see what happens? This happens. Okay. So you guys always have to keep the center as the highest peak, like this. Okay. And then when you push it towards the center, and then you grab the edge and you squeeze it in, okay? And at the same time, this thumb right here, okay? This thumb right here control the shape of the center as they come up, So if you put it on the side, it's going to give a little point. If you put it right on top, it's going to flatten it out, okay? Notice that when I squeeze this and bring it up, okay, both of your elbow will lift up, from the back or your leg, okay. That's okay. That's okay. As you bring it up, okay, you just want to come up steady, okay, and as it goes up, this becomes very weak, okay. So you don't need much of a stability at that point, okay. So you don't have, I mean, if you feel comfortable, if you wanted to lay up against something, that's fine, but that would be limited. If you go like this, like one hand, and then come up there, that would be limited. You can only go so far, right? So you have to come up this way, right? So as you come up this way, you bring it back down by just turning sideways, and take your time. There's no rush. It's going to take its own centrifugal force to shrink this whole thing down, back down. And take your hand off slowly. Okay, so once you practice the cone coming up and coming down, bring it up, bring it down at least 3 times. Okay, 3 times. That will eliminate a lot of air bubbles. Once you get it down, and then you put it back down to sort of a dome shape, okay? And then you open it, okay, by, again, lay it against your foot or your back, and just put your finger tip to tip, feel your way down. Close your eyes, feel your way down. And at this point, what I like to do, okay, is to have you go all the way through the bottom. All the way through the bottom. You actually hit the bottom, okay? Because once you hit the bottoms, then you know this amount of clay how far before you hit the bottom. You see? Because right now, if you never hit the bottom, you're always guessing, always guessing. So if you do it several times, when you do practice, you just go all the way to the bottom. You know, so next time when you do it, you will do it by going down. You say to yourself, you know, is there like a half an inch yet? You know, I think this is half inch. Then you go all the way down, see if it is half inch. You see? And then you go down, oh, it is half inch. So you correct that. That confirms your suspicion, right? The next time you do it, confirms it again, eventually it becomes a natural instinct for you. Okay? So I want you to go back down, okay, and just go and spread it open, okay, on the opposite direction. As you're opening up on the opposite direction, you want to slow down the wheel, because once the pieces get bigger, that's when things just start to become fragile. So you want to slow down, maybe about a half speed. Okay. I would say for you guys, try to control it with your hand instead of your foot. Okay. And later on, when you get really good at it, then you can put your foot on it, because I guarantee you your foot will sabotage you always. So when you open it up and when you try to build the walls, okay, what you want to do is you want to put, again, the left hand is centering, guiding. The right hand is the one that starts shaping things, right? So the right hand, what you want to do, you want to put thumb in the back of your left hand. Okay, back of your left hand. And then you come in and you squeeze the walls. Okay? So you can close your eye, you can kind of feel, you know what I mean, right where your hand's about to touch, and then you turn and look how thick the wall is, right? So this right here, because your right hand is touching left hand, you have much stable control. But if you go like this, you close your eye and you try to put your finger tip to tip, it's not going to happen, you see? But if you touch this, you go like this, see? I'm not looking, you know? It's like you can touch it. It's more accurate that way. Okay, so you put it inside here, and then you can squeeze the wall gently. Let the wall come up slowly. And then you can round it off. Usually I use this thumb right here, just sort of a guiding, so that the top doesn't go wonky. And then you squeeze again. And you can squeeze again. And then at this point, you can shape it however you want to shape it. You know, you want to make it a bowl, a plate, or whatever you want to make. Because you already have the right consistency of walls, the rest of it is basically just cosmetic. Okay? Because you don't want to stretch the wall any thinner than this. Right? At this point, you can, you know, just using a rib to open it up, to smooth it out, to bend the shape, you know, to make in, to make a curve, you know, to make, you know, thick lips if you want. You can, you know, sort of make thick lips if you want. Or you can even just kind of try to close it in and, you know, make sort of, you know, a lips like completely closed. So at this point you can, you know,